how's it going? Billy, what's up? Wanagi and me. What are you doing? How are you? Come right here. Come on, please. I'll give you a cookie. Come here. Come here. She doesn't like coming in during the day. She doesn't even like coming in here at night. Anyways, it's all good. Check it out. Here's Wanagi. She's just hanging out here. Hey, honey. It's okay. Hey, look. Look, honey. Say hi. Hi, buddy. Yeah. There she is. There's the beautiful girl. Anyways, we're later on in the day. We did a bunch of errands today, but check the engine out. Can you see that? I put the alternator on, and then also you can see the starter motor there down to the left, big black. Yeah. And then one of the actual exhaust intake pipes there. And I'm going to be putting the other one on. So that's kind of what we've been up to. And so, yeah. So that's it for this morning. That's what we're going to get going on here. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Hey, how's it going? Kind of got a way of getting back in here. Woo. Tight fit. Yay! Ow! Cracker Jacks. Oh, here we go. Peace. Hey, how's it going? So, I got a few more things I got to do. Rewire the starter and rewire the alternator up here. Starter back here. And then I'm going to connect some of these water pipes up here. I'll bring them back down and connect them up. And yeah, that's what we're going to do right now. Get that tackled. Got some more room in here for now before I put in some of these other things that definitely start clogging up the workspace. So we're going to get started. Luckily, I used my camera or my phone and took a ton of pictures of all the wiring of everything before I took it apart because I have so many different projects going on at one time. There's no way to keep track of everything. Because, you know, working on a boat, what happens is you get halfway through a project and find something else you need to take care of before you can finish the original project. And sometimes that unfolds multiple times. It's like a card deck. And you just like, at some point, sometimes you just gotta say, all right, enough, and just get back to the project and do what you can. And that's kind of what I've done mostly through here is piece it together, come back to where I have a point I can get back to. Like in here, I've got even some painting in here I still need to come in and do with a paintbrush. I'll clean it up a little bit. I wouldn't have to, it's no big deal, but I think I want to anyways, just because. So anyways, we're gonna get started. Cool. That's the one right there. Yep. Sure shit. Whoa. So copper. Copper to there. Copper to there. Don't drop. My buddy. How are you, sweetie? Hey, how's it going? Wanagi's right here. She's just hanging out. Anyways, today ended up, it rained this morning and then it dried out this afternoon, so that was nice. I was trying to tackle this other locker over here. I've already started on the lid, the cover to it. It was almost down to bare wood on the top. So I've sanded that down, put a couple coats of primer, sanded, sanded, and then I'm just doing my second coat of the top coat. I've already sanded the first coat, and I'm actually letting it had, you know, the edges where you get some over drip and stuff were a little wet when I sanded, so I'm letting it really dry out, cooking it with the heater in there. But we're diving in here, and what I'm trying to do is this refrigerator unit down here. Here's the starboard side cockpit locker. This is the one with the refrigerator unit down in it. That's what we're looking at right here. And then if you see back in the corner there, that pipe with the red rag sticking out of it, that's the hose down to one of the saddle diesel tanks. And in the last video, we were doing the repair on the deck on that because it was leaking. So now we're also trying to paint the inside of this locker with a bilge coat because it hasn't been done in a while. And the problem is, one, there's a leak in there. Here, I'll show you. See that chain plate right there? Well, there was a leak in the hose deck thing. That's where the water is coming in for sure. But this also is leaking, I believe, somewhere up in there. So it's that corner somewhere. It's either, it's got to be that chain plate. I wasn't seeing any drips from up top. It looks more like this is where the staining was, even before I painted it. So you can see the chain plate's right about on the other side of here. I believe it's like either right there or it's right on this side of this post where those cables are going out. And all that plastic rolled up right there, it holds water. You know, when it rains, it gets caught down in there. And so that's part of the problem. I think there's standing water against there. It allows the more water to really drip against the hull down through somewhere it normally would maybe get splashed, but not a constant drip. And that's what's causing the leakage. Hey, so what we're gonna try and do in this starboard side locker is we're gonna take some of this. Anyways, we're gonna use this. And what we're gonna do is on the base of it, it's got these rubber stoppers with about a 2-inch screw. And we're gonna screw those into this board. We'll do little strips on the underside of the refrigerator unit down in that locker. We'll just do maybe, cut them about maybe so they're sticking out about 2 inches on each side of it. And that'll raise the whole refrigerator unit down in there. It'll raise that up off the floor about another probably 1.5 inches, so that any standing water in there isn't going to end up rusting out that unit, because that was what was happening in there, I think, while it was sitting there over time. That back corner of it had some rust on it. I cleaned it all up, but that's what I'm going to do until I'm able to actually get this cover off and pull that chain plate off and re-butyl tape it. The problem why I can't do it right now is because the side, there's 2 side stanchions here. You can see the little chain plate on the corner of the cabin sole thing there, over there in the corner. There's one on either side, and those are not connected right now. They were taken down because when they took the boat out of the water to put it in here, they had to disconnect the cable that runs from the main mast back to the mizzen mast so that the crane could get the thing down, the lift down on the boat. All right, I gotta change angles because this is killing my arm. This camera's too heavy. Or I'm just weak ass. So, well, that's the plan anyways, is to get down here and put those strips down there under that refrigeration unit just to get it off the... I look like a freaking weirdo with this on. Anyways. Hey, so I'm having one of those hair days. Anyways. So, the thing is that is me picking my nose. Shit. Hey, so the plan is this starboard locker, that refrigerator unit, is to get it up off the ground just a little bit more. So any standing water that isn't coming in on that chain plate, at least for now while we're on the hard, because I just don't want any more rust or anything that to develop. So here's the pipes, and just like Wild, it's a sailing channel I watch, it's called Wild We Roam, and it's a younger couple, and they They sail, or they had, like they were traveling around Europe or something in a van for a couple of years or something. Pretty cool. But I started following because they got a sailboat just in the last year, about 7 or 8 months ago, or maybe a little bit over that. But they're basically bought a sailboat and they're fixing it up, and it's about their learning how to sail. And they're basically in the same situation I am. They're just a couple months ahead of me. So I enjoy watching them and stuff. But they had, one of their videos was, I believe it was their video, they went to have a pipe, to get just a piece of pipe for their boat, and they took the old pipe with them, and they showed the person, and the person cut them the pipe, and so they came back to their boat, and then they realized, hey, it's not the same size. And I got the same dilemma. I went to a store and I took the pipe with me, gave it to them, size and everything is written on there. And my own fault, I guess, that I didn't double check their work, but I kind of figured since they worked in the store they would have a clue, but I guess they didn't. So anyways, that happened to while we roamed too, so I was kind of laughing when I discovered that, because I was like, man, am I gonna have to repeat everything they've done? They've done it before me, I shouldn't have to. So at least that's the idea. From watching other people's experience, you can gain some wisdom, and that's why I watch all the sailing channels I do. But anyways, we're gonna get to this right now, get something done today. I was gonna do this, but I'm not able to, so in exchange I'm gonna do that to protect my refrigeration unit, and that'll be a good project to finish out the day with. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna get cutting, and let's start at this strip. Is getting our measurements. What's this way is 14 inches. Oops. This way is 10 inches. So we'll go with 10 so we don't use as much wood. 14. 10. What are you thinking? Well, we gotta get cutting. That's the next step, huh? Yeah? You wanna run the saw, or you wanna hold the wood? How about you just lend me a paw, huh? You wanna lend me a paw? Yeah? What are you doing? It's like, I'm out of here. So we're going to do the short length, which is 10 inches, but we're going to add 2 inches, so we have an inch on either side. So that's going to be 14, 2 times 14 is 28. There we are. 28. Oops. And 14. My room. take your screw and find that perfect fit. It's the best way to do it. That's why I got this thing. It was kind of nice. They're all right there. You can just go right through and find the perfect one. Ow! That thing's fucking heavy. Ow! Ow, monkey. There we go. Ah. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Alright, hopefully this will work. Oops, don't tighten everything all the way down though. Not till you get everything, both sides in and all the screws, because you might want some little bit of adjustment room. I didn't mean to zap that one so tight, but this one's still pretty loose, so we'll just tighten them all down. Sorry about the loud noise. And the last one. Oops. The one hardest, there we go, hardest to see. There we go, all done. Hey, well, we tackled that project, so we got that on that. So that'll slide nice and smooth now. Before, those screws and the metal on the bottom was getting snagged, and it actually, the primer coat I put down in this bilge, it was scratching that all up. So, and that gets it raised up too, so we don't get any water on that metal in there, and it won't rust or anything. So, cool. Tackle the next thing.